These cars are cheap right now, and that window is closing. I'm Hank, and I've been a mechanic for over 20 years. I've seen thousands of cars come through my shop, and I've learned something most people don't know. The best deals on the used car market aren't the ones everyone's talking about. They're the ones sitting in the corner of the lot that nobody notices. Welcome to SUV Hype, where I give you the straight truth about what's actually worth your money. Right now, there are 3 cars you can buy for under $15,000 that will outlast vehicles twice their price. But here's the thing, these deals won't last forever. Prices are already starting to creep up as more people figure out what I'm about to tell you. Today, I'm counting down 3 cars that are criminally undervalued right now. I'm going deepest on number 1 because that's the car I've personally recommended to more customers than any other, and not a single one has regretted it. Let's get into it. Number 3, Mazda 6. Number 3 is a mid-size sedan that most people completely ignore while they're overpaying for Camrys and Accords. And that's exactly why you need to pay attention. The Mazda 6 is one of the most overlooked, reliable sedans in America. I've been watching these come through my shop for years, and you know what I almost never see? Major repairs. Oil changes, brake pads, tires. That's it. Last month, I had a 2016 come in with 167,000 miles. Guy bought it new, drove it for 8 years, and wanted to know what big maintenance was coming up. I put it on the lift, inspected everything. Suspension, brakes, undercarriage, pulled codes, checked the transmission fluid. You know what I found? Nothing. The original spark plugs still had life in them. I told him to come back in another 30,000 miles. He looked at me like I was lying. The SkyActiv 2.5-liter 4-cylinder doesn't use a timing belt that fails. It uses a maintenance-free timing chain system designed to last the life of the engine. The 6-speed automatic is Mazda's own design. Proven, reliable, no CVT nonsense to worry about. Just a traditional torque converter automatic that shifts smooth and lasts. Current market prices will make you angry if you just bought a Camry. A 2017 Mazda 6. Touring with 70,000 miles runs about $12,000 to $14,000. A same-year Camry SE with similar miles, you're looking at $17,000 to $19,000. That's a $5,000 difference for a car that, in my experience, costs less to maintain over time. The most expensive repair I've ever done on a SkyActiv Mazda 6 was a water pump at 140,000 miles. $680 parts and labor. The average surprise repair on a same-age Accord? Over $1,100. When you're test driving a used Mazda 6, pay attention to 2 things. First, the infotainment knob. If it feels loose or sticky, the previous owner beat on it. Not a deal breaker, but tells you how they treated the car. Second, take it on the highway and let off the gas around 45 miles per hour. If you feel a slight shudder, check the motor mounts. That's a known issue, and it's $350 to fix. Use it to negotiate if they won't address it. Also, the 2014 to 2015 models had some paint adhesion issues. Look for bubbling around the hood and trunk edges. Mazda quietly extended the warranty on this, so check if it's been addressed. Who should buy this car? If you want something that's actually fun to drive but still sensible, the Mazda 6 handles better than anything else in this class. If you're keeping a car past 200,000 miles and want the lowest possible maintenance costs, this is your car. If you're tired of overpaying for the Toyota badge, this is your escape. Here's the mechanic math on the Mazda 6. Buy it for $12,000, drive it for 150,000 miles, spend maybe $2,500 on maintenance total. You will not find a better dollars per mile deal in the midsize sedan category. Number 2, Toyota Avalon. Number 2 is a full-size sedan with the same drivetrain as the Lexus ES, the same reliability as the Camry, more features than both, and it's selling for $5,000, less than either because the average buyer is 67 years old. Let me tell you about a customer who came in 2 years ago. Woman in her mid-40s, professional, needed something reliable for a 60-mile daily commute. She'd been looking at Camrys and Accords with a budget of $18,000. I asked if she'd considered the Avalon. She laughed, said, "That's what my grandmother drives." I walked her outside to my shop and pointed at my personal car, a 2014 Avalon Limited with 188,000 miles on it. I bought it with 90,000 miles for $13,500. At that point, I'd put maybe $1,800 into it total, and that included a full brake job and new tires. She bought a 2015 Avalon XLE the next week for $14,200 with 71,000 miles. Texted me last month. She's at 142,000 miles now, zero mechanical issues. Her exact words, "Why doesn't anyone talk about this car?" The 7th generation Avalon shares its platform, its 3.5-liter V6 and its 6-speed automatic with the Lexus ES350. I'm not exaggerating. Same parts, same assembly line in Kentucky, same Toyota reliability. The 2GRF EV6 is arguably the most reliable 6-cylinder engine Toyota has ever built. It doesn't have direct injection problems. It doesn't have timing belt replacement intervals. It doesn't have turbo failures. It just runs. I've seen these engines go 400,000 miles. Not I heard about one. I've personally worked on 3 of them, north of 350,000 miles, with original transmissions. Let's talk numbers because this is where it gets ridiculous. A 2016 Avalon XLE with 80,000 miles runs $14,000 to $16,000. A 2016 Lexus ES350 with the same miles? $21,000 to $24,000. That's a $7,000 to $8,000 difference for mechanically identical cars. The Lexus has a nicer badge and slightly better interior materials. That's it. Now compare it to the Camry, a 2016 Camry XLE V6 with 80,000 miles, runs $15,000 to $17,000. Actually more expensive than some Avalons, and you're getting a smaller car with less features. The most common maintenance item on these is brake pads, $280 for all 4 wheels. Transmission fluid change, $180. Water pump if it ever fails, which is rare past 200,000 miles, $650. When you're shopping for one, here's what to check. First, look up the VIN for any dashboard recalls. Some 2013 to 2014 models had cracking dashboard issues in hot climates. Toyota extended the warranty on this. Second, look at the tire wear pattern. Uneven front tire wear means alignment was neglected. Not a deal breaker, but negotiate $100 off. Third, test the Entune infotainment system. Make sure all the buttons work and there's no lag. Fourth, and this is the pro tip, find one owned by an elderly person. I'm serious. They garage them. They do every maintenance service on time. They drive gently. A grandma car with 60,000 miles is basically a new car. Who should buy this? Highway commuters. This car was designed for 80 miles per hour all day long. Anyone who wants Lexus reliability without the Lexus price. People who need room, the backseat is massive. And anyone smart enough to ignore what other people think about old person cars. If this kind of straight talk is saving you money, hit that subscribe button. I've got more videos coming on cars that are actually worth buying versus what dealers want you to think. Number 1. Infiniti G37. Number 1 is a car that has luxury features, serious performance, and repair costs lower than most economy sedans. And almost nobody considers it. The average used Infiniti G37 sells for $10,085, with recent model years averaging $10,807. For that price, you're getting 328 horsepower, luxury features, and proven reliability. The VQ37V HR V6 is legendary. In the sedan, it makes 328 horsepower. This engine uses a timing chain, not a belt. The 7-speed automatic is smooth and reliable. The 6-speed manual is even better if you can find one. Here's what matters most. The average annual repair cost is $540 compared to $739 for luxury midsize cars. That's $199 less per year. G37 owners bring their vehicles in 0.5 times per year, compared to 0.6 times for luxury cars. Even better, the probability of a severe repair is just 8%, compared to 12% for luxury cars. I see these in my shop constantly. You know what I do most often? Oil changes and brake pads. I've seen G37s go 150,000, 175,000, even past 200,000 miles with nothing major. A 2011 G37 sedan has a current resale value of $7,744. A 2012 model shows a resale value of $7,164. You're getting a 328 horsepower luxury sedan for used Corolla money. Compare this to a BMW 328i from the same years. You'd pay $4,000 to $6,000 more, and repair costs would be double or triple. When shopping, look for 2009 and newer. Check for ticking on cold starts. Test all electronics. Make sure the leather isn't excessively worn. Who should buy this? Anyone wanting luxury and performance without the maintenance nightmares. The window is closing on these. Prices are ticking up as people discover them. I've watched the used car market for 2 decades. Undervalued cars eventually get discovered. Then prices climb. It's happening now with these 3. If you want any of these, don't wait. Find a good example, have it inspected, and buy it. A year from now, you'll either be glad you did or kicking yourself while prices are $2,000 to $3,000 higher. I'm Hank. This is SUV Hype. Hit that like button, subscribe for more honest car advice. Drive safe, maintain your vehicle, and it'll take care of you. I'll see you in the next one.